No.
All kinds of road rash.
Okay, we're licensed.
All right. We'll call the meeting to order. Would you please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Amen.
All right, would you please take roll?
Mayor Graves,
Here.
Councilman Kaufman, Councilman Perkins, Councilman Nixon.
Here.
And Councilman Evans.
Here. All right, you have before you an agenda. Under new business, we're gonna strike item number 4 because of the number of voting body members. We can't act on that tonight with two people gone, because you will have to not take part, so we'll just strike that and move it to next month. Or if we have a need for a special meeting, we'll address it then, but I mean, just strike that, and so everything below it would just then scoot up and become the proper numeric order. Other than that, are there any changes? Hearing none, I would entertain a motion to approve the agenda as amended.
So moved.
Second. It's been moved and seconded. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion will carry. For the purpose of discussion, I would entertain a motion to approve and place to record the consent agenda items.
So moved. Second.
It's been moved and seconded. Is there discussion on any consent agenda items? It was pretty straightforward this month, I thought.
Agreed.
All right, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion will carry. Moving on to petitions, memorials, proclamations, and public comment. Item number 1 is the Wyoming Community Gas Check. We have a couple of ladies in the office that have worked very diligently with this, and now we get to reap the benefits of their hard work. We appreciate the effort that they put into it.
So let me get around this side, since there's 3 of you.
You feel free, yeah. Feel free to stand right there.
Thank you guys for your work, your effort. I mean, this doesn't go unnoticed, and we use it for great things for the public and the youth, and thank you very much. And for those of you that don't know, the Wyoming Community Gas, they do the work and get the members sign up, and Wyoming Community Gas will give us a kickback. And this year, it's $10,258.33. Historically, we've used this money for things like completion of the miniature golf course, the dog park at Derringer Park, soccer nets for Lewis Park, yeah, the pickleball court, concrete and lighting, and I mean, park improvements, benches. I mean, it's you don't want to say it's free money because there's a lot of effort that goes into getting it, but it does a lot for us, and their efforts need to be commended for chasing that and getting that for us, because they broke the $10,000 plane 2 or 3 years ago and they've held it there. And this has varied from a few thousand to this is about as good as it's been. I mean, this is right at the top mark. So thank you for your diligence and your hard work. And what did we earmark this one for this year? Or have we yet?
Park,
Playground equipment upgrades
and walkway.
Oh, yeah,
It is
that's
the
right,
walkway.
the walkway.
It's the walkway.
Gonna
It
convert,
was park updates.
yep, convert some of that old asphalt walkway to concrete. As much as $10,000.
Yep.
30 feet.
And feet. With no other agenda items, are there any public comments at this time? Seeing none, we'll move on to unfinished business, and there is none, so we'll just shoot straight to new business. Item number 1 is an IT contract, and we have 2 bids, and I don't know I'm not 100% certain that maybe we did the best job or due diligence in presenting the information to obtain the bids, because I have some thoughts that those bids are like almost in two separate ball fields. It's hard to compare and contrast, because maybe it's just two different angles or two different thoughts, but give me some opinions here, guys.
Mr. Mayor, I going through all the contracts and looking detail by detail by detail, I have 4 pages of questions, and I would suggest tonight that we table this until we can get some things answered. Again, this is looking at, to me, this is looking at 2 totally different playing levels, and without those questions answered, I personally am not okay with voting the public's money on an IT contract when we truly don't know what we're getting in a couple of ways. So I would move to this discussion.
And having done the same thing and looking things over and talking to different entities, and I think we need some more in-depth.
I think we have some work to do on our
We
end,
do.
and then pitch it back out to the guys to give them a fair shake. Because at this point, I think we've done nothing but maybe muddy the waters, is my concern.
I would agree.
So I second on Jason's motion.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion will carry to table it with more to come. Item number 2 is the Condrey and Associates agreement. I'm gonna get to it.
Yeah, all right. This 110-page document that Tabitha sent me makes it real easy to find.
You're welcome, guys.
Mine was only 6 pages.
Oh.
He still gets a paper copy.
I get a
Oh.
paper copy. Us old guys do that way.
Oh, is that what it is?
Tabitha, what can you tell us about this MOU or?
Or you mean just
MOA.
so it's just the contract to update the wage survey that we did a couple of years ago, so that we get PD where they are needed.
That's right.
Remember, they were going to sergeants and corporals and stuff like that. So we just thought, instead of trying to do it ourselves, go back out to where we did. They said that they would. It's not going to cost as much like last year. The last time we did it was $40,000. So
This is just an update, not a
It's like
complete
14
rebuild.
or something. Did I what I thought?
45.
Yeah,
14.5.
45.
And it's like an update to get us, keep us current with current pay scales and wage
Yep.
tables and all that, rather than a complete rebuild.
I would move that we sign this agreement and go forth with the wage studies.
And second.
Could I, before you do anything, the only problem I had, and Tabitha told me that they do almost everything by Zoom, internet, is if you ask them to come out, they're gonna charge you to come out. And I don't know where they travel to or from or anything,
Oh,
just so you're aware
they're
of
from
that.
Virginia. So
So just so you're aware, if you ask them to come out, they're gonna,
but I think the last time we all did it on Zoom.
Zoom.
Brandon.
I was going to say, is there any real reason that we need them here?
I'm just telling you that if they do, then they have extra charges above the 14.5.
Well, last time we did it all Zoom, and it was a way newer technology then than it is now. I mean, people readily use it all the time now.
If you want to, I can show you how to Zoom. We can Zoom.
No, I Zoom a lot. I hate to tell you, I am confident in that area.
We can talk about your new pedestal I'm going to come put in.
No, I've got all that stuff.
All right.
I can do it on my phone.
What?
Yes.
All right.
All right, it's been moved and seconded to agree with and execute signature of the memorandum of agreement with Condrey and Associates for the wage study. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion will carry.
The next one looks like this, guys.
And then the next one, you have a engagement letter for our fiscal year 26 audit with the same organization that's been doing audits for us for our last several years. Would entertain a motion to sign the engagement letter for the fiscal year 26 audit.
So moved. Okay, second.
It's been moved and seconded. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Pose same sign, that motion will carry. And then we have a notice to proceed. It's for the airport seal coat and marking project. Which is just kind of finish up with some loose ends and stuff out at the airport. So I would entertain a motion to authorize signature for the seal coat and mark project.
So moved.
Second.
Is there any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. And then you have a discussion piece in front of you. It's titled Star Max. It's for a cleaning service to come in and do a very deep clean of the entire movie theater. All the screens in the auditoriums and the sound folds and the drapes and the chairs and the carpet and everything. Curtis, you want to speak to any of that? I mean, you're here, you have the opportunity.
Yeah, Curtis Hoffrock. We run the movie theater here in town. And we've been looking, I don't pretend to know all of the ins and outs of the screen. I am a whole lot better with the projector itself. But when we took over running the movie theater, the first thing that Clayco told us is don't touch the screen. Because if you touch it, the dust moves and then it looks weird and all of those things. So we've been looking into some different companies that do that high level cleaning. They can get clear up to the top of those sound drapes on the sides of the walls. On the north side, where before we took over operation of the theater, the roof had leaked. They replaced the roof. There's a little bit of water damage on some of those drapes. I sent these guys pictures of all of that, and they said that they could take care of it. We've gotten as high as we can, standing on a ladder, and as high as I'm comfortable going with our little portable carpet cleaner that we have. This also includes all of every seat, the cleaning of the fabric that's on the seats, and all of the plastic, and then they put a protective coating on it to keep from getting additional scuff marks or additional stains on the fabric. We did, and that you have it in front of you, but we'd be looking at a cost of $1,495. This is the company out of Chesterfield, Missouri, is the closest one that we could find that does it. When we reached out and talked to other theaters, larger theaters, different things, everybody pointed back to these guys. So.
Have we ever had this done before?
Not that I'm aware of. If it was done, it was well before
Prior to you guys?
prior to us. So I know it hasn't been done in the last 4 years. This company recommends that you do it about every 3 to 4. So it's probably high time. We may find some new colors in those murals once they get everything off of them. But this is something that I think is important to protect. Those seats are not the most comfortable things on the planet, but barring having the money to completely replace them, I think protecting what we do have there is important.
How long are you gonna keep it closed for when they come in?
What's that? Oh, we talked to them. We're trying to schedule this on the days that we're closed. On Monday, it should take them about 2.5 days. So if they start on a Monday morning, they should be done by the time we would have a Wednesday evening show. So we shouldn't have to be closed to the public more than what the Monday, Tuesday we already are. So.
I think it's a good idea.
Yeah, I think it's a great idea, and I will say, through the budget process and stuff, they didn't come at us this year with a big, long, lengthy list. They're realistic and they're being good stewards of a town-owned facility and trying to provide an opportunity for our small town. So I would have no heartburn in cleaning it up and getting rid of the dust and helping them achieve a financial success and doing our part for a town-owned building. I'm perfectly on board with it.
I'm looking forward to seeing the color of the curtains.
If we do this, then that'll give Curtis more time to research cheaper popcorn.
Cheaper popcorn, I like that. I like that.
I gotta tell you, I really like my popcorn.
I know,
I
he
ate,
said it was going up.
I ate a lot of really bad popcorn building up to this, so I don't wanna go back there.
I commented to him the other day, and he said, with the drought, he said the popping corn variety of corn being raised is a little tougher to get. The price is gonna go up, he said.
Yep, yeah, that's what he said in the meeting we had. Yep.
Luckily, we have not seen that price increase. I was afraid we would with the fires in Nebraska. It was my understanding and from talking to the guys on the farm, that fire came up and took out several of their fields. But we have not seen that price increase passed on to us yet. So we're good right now.
Right?
Yeah, exactly. So
I think it's a great idea, and I would move that we allow this to happen.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. Is there any further discussion on StarMax LLC cleaning up the theater? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion will carry.
thank you, gentlemen.
I wonder if Kevin Costner will look better up there now.
It's Kevin. How good can he look? Next item up is the Axon agreement for the police department. And I see the chief's here. You wanna add anything to this discussion?
I can briefly add a little bit. So the contract increased a little bit during the discussion with the company. First, from what I gave you guys in the budget meetings, the reason for that is there was some software differences that weren't added that we were told were going to be added. And then I did not, and this was on me, I did not put the fourth vehicle that we have at Brew Arts to be built. I did not buy a new camera and get that set up with that. So there's the adjustments for that was we have a fourth car that we have to get a camera for. The differences are going to be covered through salaries. I mean, we're going to have at least probably 2 months worth of salaries that are going to be 2 positions that aren't going to be filled. So the cost should work itself out in the budget for the differences.
Brad, this is an addition for the people here. I know we've talked about it a few times. With this Axon program, this covers a heck of a lot of liability things, covers a heck of a lot of safety things.
So this is a 10-year contract with Axon. So we're going to be set for the next 10 years on, and it's going to cover all of our worn cameras, all of our in-car cameras. It's VR virtual reality training that we're going to be able to use with both the Taser pistol platform and a rifle platform that we can do in-house training, virtual reality, 2-officer response type trainings. Again, that's all covered through a 10-year contract with replacement upgrades. The body cameras are upgraded every couple of years. The in-car cameras are covered every couple of years. It includes what is called LPR, which is a license plate reader that is connected into the in-car cameras that reads the license plates, will identify stolen vehicles, ATL vehicles, meaning like suicidal subject, missing people, those types of things. They'll give us an alert through the camera system. So, I mean, it's a lot of technology. It's not just one thing. With the tasers, I mean, it covers all of our brand new tasers. We'll get brand new tasers for the next 10 years. It covers all of our cartridges that we have. So it's a lot wrapped up into the contract.
And does this include that translation that we've talked about?
It does. So with our body worn cameras, we have it where we can translate 56 languages, and it's all recorded through that, all AI technology. There's a program that I was informed about that we already have, excuse me, that I can upload our department, excuse me, our department policies into it. We can put the bond schedules into it. We can put state statute, town ordinance, all up into that. An officer can click a button and say, hey, what's the town ordinance for paraphernalia? And it'll read off the statute or the ordinance and tell us the bond and everything. Wow. So it's a lot. There's a lot. It's there's a feature to it where it'll basically transcribe the body worn camera into a report form.
Yep.
And then the officer has to read through it and make changes. There's required changes that you have to do to it. So you're actually reviewing the report to make sure the information that's in it is correct. So, I mean, it's going to save time on reports. It's going to make accuracy on reports.
Okay.
Brad, the quote says it expires 7/1/26. Are they extending that?
No, it's a 10-year contract. I
No,
don't know.
the quote
Quote.
Oh,
expires.
yeah,
Remember you talked about
yeah, that's covered. This is the one that they provided with me, and then I'll have to sign that contract and send back to them.
Okay. I make a motion that we approve this Axon agreement
And authorize.
and authorize Brad to sign it.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Is there any other discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed, same sign.
If it covers cartridges, Gary Lockman said he'd like to try it once.
Pick me. I have a waiver that we can sign. So.
I didn't recommend it. I let him do it to me once. It wasn't fun.
All right. And the last item under new business will be a discussion on a contract for a building for the police department at 1302 9th Street.
Doug, what is your input here?
Well, I sent you guys a letter. That's an old building, and I think probably before you make an offer, I know Sarah drafted the offer. From my perspective and from the town's perspective, I think you should ask for permission to do the inspections prior to that. And then, actually, you don't have much time in the contract to do the inspections, but it gives you time to get, and no offense to the contractor, but some qualified people to inspect that building, inspect the systems in that building, do some asbestos, either phase 1 or is it phase 1 and 2 or phase 3, those sorts. Because I can tell you that building's older than I am,
Really?
Damn.
and that's pretty damn old.
It was built right after Laramie.
Maybe even before. But anyway, and the example I use is, if you remember that gas station in the motel across from Tasty Treats, they covered that because that outside stucco was asbestos. And so you just don't want to buy something that you don't know everything about, is my theory. I mean, it's ultimately your choice, but that's my biggest concern is all the systems. It's a pretty old building, and then make sure you know what you're buying, and then you can make an offer saying here are the conditions and here's what you need to do.
Yeah, I'd be interested to hear what anyone else has to say as well.
Yeah. Is there any other comment at this time? Is there, what's reasonable and customary there, Realtor?
Hi. So in the contract, it's written that you're able to do, you have a period of inspections. You can do any inspections that you would like to do as long as you're willing to pay for them. And you have a period to get that done. You can ask for repairs from the seller. If the seller does not agree to your repair request, you can back out. So you're not stuck in a contract with repairs that need to be done. So if you find that there are catastrophic issues with the property, you can back out. And if it's not, if you feel like if you guys feel like there's not an adequate amount of time, there's a few weeks built in. So if that doesn't feel like an adequate amount of time, that's an easy fix.
But this, Sarah, correct me if I'm wrong, this sets us up to where we kind of have our thumb on it at that point, right? And so if someone were to come in or whatever, we have our thumb there.
Correct. If they accept your offer, there would be earnest money put up, and then they would not be able to accept other offers.
Okay.
They would supersede yours.
Like buying a house, you go in, you get the inspections done, after you make an offer, you get all the inspections
Yeah,
done.
yeah, exactly.
Negotiations take place, the
Yeah,
prices.
I just want it out in the open, exactly what that looks
Yeah,
like.
that's what I assumed this is just like that, cause I've bought a couple of houses traveling around the world.
There's contingencies for financing and contingencies for repairs, so any inspections that come up.
I can tell you, you don't have enough time for the inspections. You have a month, from basically less than a month, and you won't get all the inspections done by appropriate people in a month.
Is that negotiable?
We haven't made an offer.
Yeah,
I know, I'm
absolutely.
just,
You can write in any amount of time that you would like for inspection. So however much time you guys think. Part of it is, I don't know who you want to use for inspectors. I mean, most inspectors that I've worked with, whether it's asbestos or, radon testing or lead testing, it's usually can be done within a couple, 3 weeks. So I haven't had a lot of issues getting inspectors, but I also don't know who you guys have to use.
well, buying a government building is new to me, so work with me on this one.
Well, and Sarah, we're not, the offer that you sent out, we're not giving them the full asking price either, correct?
And you probably can't tell me this, but is that a hot commodity?
There has been, the listing agent disclosed that there were people looking at it even today, so there are interested buyers. So, but that's part of the game.
Mhm. And I understand your concern, I truly do. And believe me, I don't wanna buy a lemon, but I also wanna make sure we're not missing out on a very usable piece of property as well.
For a decent price.
Today's market,
Mm-hmm.
the acreage, the building, there's a lot there that,
Right.
you know, haven't walked through with the chief. And the growth potential, even to mitigate some of the stuff that we have right now, would be immense.
Willie, do you have?
We got 5 minutes before he gets to the podium.
Just one man's opinion. Willie Allison, thank you, Mayor, thank you, Council. As I recall, you know, the 3 years and 2 months I was on, we were looking at the old Laramie Ford dealership over there on South Street. We looked at another building over there on Mariposa. We had a chance to get Lock Trucking. And don't get me wrong, I came here in '83. That building was POS back then. And it's still even worse today. How much money you guys want to sink into this to get it up to code? One man's opinion. Thank you.
Dave?
Dave Miller, does the town really need more property when there are buildable acres that the town already owns? It should invest money. The building that they're currently in has been a problem for 20 years. And you're walking into the same type of situation where if you're gonna rebuild a complete building again, why not just build a new building? And there is property within the town that you could put a building on that the town already owns, to make work. My opinion.
And I know that being on the committee for the new PD or whatever, we have looked at building a new building. The problem is it's, we're gonna have to go to a six-penny tax type of situation to get to it. The building across the street was a Band-Aid when they moved them in there, and it's still held up, kind of. And right now it's to the point where it's trash. It's gone. I understand, we've looked at custom build for this police department. Like I said, it's $6-7 million bucks, and and it's
Mahal?
and that's not a Taj Mahal.
No,
That is not a Taj Mahal. And I can tell you, for the square footage of that building down there, plus the land and everything with it, it blows that $6-7 million out of the water. For the simple fact, you could go in there and put $1 million into it and have exactly what you want, versus what was the one we were looking at? It was like 12,000 square foot. The one that we were having.
So a custom build,
Yeah.
we were gonna be able to do 8,000 square feet for the
Yeah.
custom build.
Yes. So that's where we're kind of stuck between that rock and that hard place. We're like, there's some land around. There's a few things. We actually looked at a piece of land and offered on it. They decided they didn't want to get rid of it, and then trying to find a suitable location, I guess, for this building is another thing we've had to jump through over and over and over.
It looks like Tiffany Lane just wanted to comment, and she said, why doesn't the town look at spending money to fix the current building? I know that the county fixed the Coleman building HVAC system for $200K, seems a lot cheaper. There's your public comment.
As far as fixing the current building, for one, they've outgrown it. There are regulations, and Chief, if I'm misspeaking, please step into this. There are regulations for evidence, things like that, that we currently couldn't do even if we wanted to with the building we're currently in. With the regulations written the way they are, and with the storage of evidence and things like that, certain square footage or certain air movement, there's things like that we have to do. I mean, you want to talk about chrome wheels on a dump truck? That's exactly what that would be.
Well, and then the other complicating factor of that building is all of the heating and air conditioning ductwork is under the concrete slab, and it's all collapsed. So the Band-Aids, or the lipstick on the pig, if you will, that we've done is we've thrown roof mount stuff on it to try to get by and keep using the building. So you can't even make a solid argument that you've got good bones over there to reconstruct, because you really don't. We really have kicked the can down the road one too many times with that building. We really have. I don't know that this is a perfect solution, but it is one worth discussing.
And really, I take your point. I walked through the building a couple of times. I walked around the exterior of the building. I walked through the parking lot. I spent a lot of time looking at this. And we have to be cognizant of how much money we're spending, absolutely. And how much lipstick we want to put in the pig. Because at the end of the day, we want to make sure it's going to be something where we can stay for an indefinite period of time that's going to meet the requirements of our PD, of the evidentiary requirements that we have, including climate control and everything else we cannot get in our current building. But I think looking at and getting a qualified inspector who's going to do a qualified inspection of the building doesn't mean we're buying the building. It means we know what we're getting, or we know what we're not going to get. Because at that point in time, we can kind of, you're not going to be willing to fix that much, and we're not going to be willing to pay for that much. So I think it's something that we can at least take a look at realistically, get the proper inspections done on it, and then make an intelligent decision from there. Because right now, I don't work on emotion. I look at things very analytically and what's going to be better, best for this community. And we've looked around town, we've had offers on different things. Even the old junior high was thrown out to us. But who wants a PD right in the middle of housing?
And in that building too.
No, nobody wants
I've
that.
got problems.
Yeah.
No, they
So-
were gonna tear down the building and give us the land to build.
Yeah, we've looked at all these different aspects of things, and we considered them, but what's best for the community and where's the best place to put a PD?
Oh, most of it, sorry.
No, you're
No,
fine.
go ahead.
Most definitely, and I was just bringing up, that we did look at Laramie Peak before the county had to move out of the courthouse.
Yeah.
They put a boatload of money into fixing the office area at Laramie Peak, or the old Ford dealership, and which would have suited our fancy, would have helped out PD. Don't get me wrong, I'm not against PD getting a bigger building, by no means. But also lock trucking was offered to us also, but there again, back in that day, we didn't have the money
Mhm.
to throw out there because we had the water tower and we had 16th Street going at the same time.
Absolutely.
We were kind of strapped.
Oh, we're still there.
Well, and then, oh, I forgot, we had the ladder truck we had to have also. But no, by no means, I just think there's a better building than the old Chevrolet place down there. Those windows on outside of the office area, gonna take a lot.
What is the asking price for the building?
On what the asking price is.
500,000, I think?
Okay, and are inspections included, or is there, you have that in the budget? I mean, if you don't buy it, and we're gonna spend some money for inspections, that's all covered?
Yeah, I mean, that's inherent risk, we know that, but we also wanna try to make sure we know what we're getting, what we're up against.
Yeah, we don't wanna put them in a junior high by no means with asbestos.
Well, no, even the whole thing with junior high was they were gonna tear the building down and give us a lot. But nobody wants a PD in the middle of a housing area.
No, no.
I'm sure the sirens going off at night would be welcomed by all residents.
If I can add a little bit to help a little bit with like different properties in the buildings that we have to look at. One of the big things that we have to look at is the response of where we're coming from and where we're going. So if we get the old junior high property, we're responding lights and sirens at higher speeds through residential districts where kids are out playing, dogs are out running around, balls are being ran or thrown across the street. We've got to be cautious of where we're responding. The other thing that we got to be looking at when we're looking at buildings and property is the security of the building as well. Where our access points, our exit points for the building. I mean, we're not always like people target law enforcement, so we have to have that security and the quick road access is like that. So I understand what you guys are saying, and Jason and the council, the committee, we've all visited about different properties and buildings around town, but we have a lot that more goes into it than just a building. We have to look at security aspects, response times. I can't have a police department in the middle of town where we're responding through communities.
Well, I'm not saying we get to junior high. I think personally, junior high needs tore down. But that's the school's expense, not ours,
Well, we looked at, we've been working on this for a long time, and we've looked at, the different areas. You go out like Paragon Way, where, one way in, one way out, and that's our big worry about that. The same way would go down one more cul-de-sac, I guess go south one more cul-de-sac where, Progress Court is, same way, one way in, one way out. I know from an emergency standpoint of my life, that's the biggest threat you could ever have, is to be pinned in somewhere and not be able to get somewhere. Right. Everyone was like, what about the lot across the Gilcrest, go right across Gilcrest railroad tracks to the left? Well, if a train's there, guess what? That's why when we built East Wyoming Ambulance back in the day, we built it out with a large roadway and everything else. So please understand, there's a lot of thought that's gone into this. We've looked at tons of different things, and this might work, that might work, and so definitely banged our head against the wall on this one.
Yeah, and I would add to your train of thought. I mean, this is the first one that we've maybe gotten more serious about, and we're willing to throw some money at inspections and move forward in the process to see if it works. There's been lots of coulda, woulda, shouldas, and lots of looky-looing, but this is the first one that maybe we're taking more action on. And that's not to say that we're lock, stock, and barrel gonna do it. It's just it's of enough interest that we need to explore the ability of doing it for sure.
Oh, most definitely, Brad.
Well, and the elephant in the room, I worry that if we don't make a move on this with this amount of ground that we would get with the building itself, it goes to someone else. Where else is there that couldn't even come up for sale that would, that we could even look at, I guess.
What's the acreage on that lot again?
Acre and a half.
It's an acre and a half lot that we're gonna have included with this whole thing, so I mean,
And it's already fenced too. I mean, and it's security fenced, and there's a lot of pros. There are cons as well, but our scale as a mayor and council says it's worth digging a little deeper into before we say yes or no.
So I know, Sarah, you said there are provisions in here if we need to have all the things done that Doug Weaver's asked for. That can be done with the signing of this, and we're still okay with everything. We do have the opportunity to back out of this.
You don't have, he could fix it.
Yeah.
But you might not like the fix. It's not all guaranteed this way. I'm just saying, be cautious of everything we do.
No, but I mean, we could still have our inspections.
Yeah, but I think if you're gonna have them, you gotta extend that inspection time out. Cause right now you have to give him a letter by August 12th. You have to have those done and give him the notice by August 12th. And that isn't gonna give you time. I'll guarantee you that will not give you time to do it appropriate. If you do it, I would suggest a minimum of 60 days out.
Is that a thing, Sarah?
You can ask for anything
Okay.
and see what the seller says.
Okay.
And then probably, so we know the title insurance, a lot of times we name the title insurance company. There's one in town that's Premier Title. And just,
it's 4 weeks and 2 days from today, August 12th. What about a 6 week we can ask for? I think that'd be
For inspections?
adequate, that we can get the people in. Do you think that's for you?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay, I'm
Unless
trying
you
to,
guys need special something.
I'm trying to be realistic about getting the inspectors in and not also having him wait. No, I appreciate his holding on and working with us on this. It's also a matter of, I think a 6 week window will give us more opportunity to get the proper people in to look at things. But that's up to you.
So that
I'd be fine with that.
Yeah.
Would you be okay with that?
I'd be all right.
All right. So I propose, I make a motion, we accept this contract with a 6 week period for inspections.
And I would second that.
and name Premier Title as the title insurance.
Name Premier Title as a title company.
And extend the closing date then?
Yes.
Couple
Yes.
2 weeks?
Yeah.
Okay.
Probably
2
just
weeks to
extend the
that.
closing
Just to give
date
us
out 2
time.
Yes.
weeks. is
Correct.
Get title work done, that'd be good.
An additional 2 weeks past that.
I can live with that.
Is that?
Yeah.
Manageable?
This is mine.
Yes, sir.
You want me to stand up, make a quick comment?
I mean,
I just, my only comment on all this is that we went through it about Scott Warner. We went through this about 6 months ago. My only recommendation, just listening, would say, do a phase one, do it, if you wanna give it 6 weeks. If it's an older building, I would do a phase one inspection, and maybe give yourself, an additional runway in time if a phase two is required. Because if a phase two required, I would agree with Doug, it's gonna take longer, and you're gonna have to make the decision on who pays for the phase two. It'll probably be the town. But you just give yourself a little better runway on the phase two site. I think you'll set yourself up for a little more success if it requires it. So sorry to interrupt.
Thank you.
no,
Thank you.
no,
And she can write that in and say if a phase two is required, whatever additional time frame you need, call it another, 3-4 weeks or whatever, because that might take some time.
no, thank you for the
Sorry
input.
about that.
That's why we have, no, That's why we have discussion period after,
Absolutely.
this is exactly why we have discussion after voting. I will amend my motion
And I will second.
to a phase 1 inspection to be completed within 6 weeks.
And then have the opportunity to
Have
do
the opportunity-
phase two
What he said.
completed in so many.
Yeah, and I'm not sure how long it takes to get a phase 2 in, in your area, but I just know they're a lot more complex. The write-up takes longer, so you guys probably have more experience with that, but that's my only feedback.
Yeah, and there's no guarantee that it's needed, but if it is,
Correct.
there's.
Yeah.
Just give yourself
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, it just gives you that buffer if you do need it.
This is a learn as we go thing for sure.
So a motion and a second for the phase 1 inspection for 6 weeks, followed by a phase 2 if
Possibility
necessary,
of, yep.
and Premier Title Company as a title.
Okay, you got all that? All right. Is there any further comment at this time? Hearing none, all in favor?
Yeah. Something Jason said a minute ago, I can stand up if you want.
Yeah, go ahead, John, stand up and be official.
John Odom, something you said, Jason, which got me to thinking you were talking about the lot right across Gilchrist on the north side of the road. If there's a train coming, then you couldn't respond. Wouldn't the same be said for being on this side of the tracks? If something's going down, you couldn't respond east of the tracks?
A lot of, I can just tell you, like with the ambulance service, it was, for one, most of our town is on this side. We do have some out there, I get it. But we've had times where we responded and had to get on the radio and call Burlington Northern and say, get your train moved. Because we try to jump, you know where the crossings are.
I'm not
So,
arguing that. I was curious if
yeah.
there was a reason
well, and
behind that
the
statement.
majority of the town being on this side of it, I worry a heck of a lot less about that response, over here than I would. The guys are at briefing and all of a sudden we got a train across 3 tracks and we've got something popping off, whatever.
No, I totally understand. I
It's
was
kind of
just
crazy, man. It's
curious
it's
what
a
people on the
planning nightmare, if you will. So,
I was
yeah.
looking for a little deeper.
Yeah.
That's all I had.
We definitely have to look at where the primary calls are coming, like what side of town is our primary. We get the majority of our calls are on this side of the railroad tracks to where Traverse is over there, so we have to be kind of keep that in mind.
No, fair enough. I was a little curious what people on.
Yes, Eric.
Were we finished with number 8?
I gotta call the vote.
Oh, yeah, okay, that's what I thought you were.
If there are no other comments. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign, motion will carry. Now, yes.
Okay. So you're just, before you adjourn, can I go back to number 1? And just, what's the time frame for that IT contract? When do you need to have something new in place?
I don't know that we're gonna call for new. We're gonna talk to the 2 people who have put in the submissions.
And then I guess on the going forward, was it a bid document poorly written? I mean, to get 2 drastically different interpretations? So are you gonna redo the bid document?
That's what we need to talk about.
Okay.
Yeah.
I feel like, to be very honest with you, I feel like after reading through the contracts, there was, obviously the one bidder is the current IT provider, and I feel like they had a heck of a lot of information that the other side didn't have.
Okay.
And it's not information that it's an itemized thing. One side had the exact numbers, the other side did not. And I think that that's something that I'm not comfortable with. Saying, oh yeah, we can go this route and, be fine with it. And, even though it's not apples to apples.
Okay, but so the current provider will continue even though the
Yes.
contract is up
Yes.
for renewal?
Yep.
You'll
We
just
definitely
kind
have a
of,
little bit of time on it.
okay, thank you.
Is there any other comment at this time? questions or concerns? Hearing none, make the announcement that the next regularly scheduled meeting will be August 10th at 7 p.m. right here. And enjoy attendance, so invite all of you to come back on August 10th and we'll do it again.
Heck
So with
yeah.
that, we'll adjourn the meeting.
So,
You say that all the time, Brandon.
Brandon, do you guys wanna do a workshop for the IT contract, or do we wanna do? Cause
Not beneficial.
Scott, you just drove all the way from, yeah, I know, but do we wanna have like a workshop so I can tell them when?
I think we should.
Yeah, I mean,
Happy to accommodate however you guys, I mean, again, I think I'd be happy to, not sure how, if there was discrepancy in, you know, information delivered, it was more, I'm not, we didn't pull the information together, so we just reported on what exists today. Right. So, yeah, happy to help however, no problem.
Really, you want to get hooked from Gary or me?
Yeah, absolutely.
Really came across.
Yeah, absolutely.
You were a close second.
yeah, you got it right. I know you were like a little bit.
I'm doing good, how are you doing? You
We
look
were standing up and making comment. It was much appreciated.
a little
because,
rest and relaxation, hopefully.
We're all new to this. I mean,
I totally-
yeah, there's a lot of contracts. Maybe not the inspection section.
You want some?
No, that was an eye opener.